Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Brad, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Duel Links video. Again, I didn't think I'd be doing it this quickly, however, Konami did release Duel Links in Australia and Singapore, so I've used my account to download the game. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Brad, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Duel Links video. Today is a pretty special day for Duel Links and for my channel because it is 2 years since Duel Links officially launched in Singapore and Australia. I think there was originally a very closed release for it, then 2 weeks later it came to Japan, and then obviously in January it came to US and Europe. And I started making content on this game and playing it the moment it was available in Australia and Singapore. So today actually marks 2 years of doing full release Duel Links content. Of course, I covered the beta back in September of 2016, and what a day to announce the new upcoming updates on, just as we're coming into technically Duel Links' 3rd year. Like, we're starting that 3rd year path, and Duel Links has been with me for a while, like throughout a lot of things, through changes on the channel, you know, from doing Legacy of the Duelist and then switching into Duel Links and going to doing Dark Dimension stuff, and then switching back to Duel Links full time and covering leaks, and the channel evolving and growing and shrinking, and views being up and down and all over the place, and the channel stressing me out and not stressing me out, and doing live streams and meeting a bunch of friends, and you know, being with me throughout the entirety of university. Basically is why I started my channel, was so that I had something to do at uni, because I'm not the most outgoing person in the world. But to say that Duel Links is 2 years old is kind of crazy, and I don't really know where I'm going with this. I kind of wanted an intro, I wanted to do this as a separate video, and I wanted to honour Duel Links' 2 years, but I think we might as well wait until later on in Duel Links' life cycle. I don't actually have 2 years of playtime, funnily enough. I don't. I have, where is it? I have 722 days, which, if we go and use the calculator quickly, because I can't do maths, 730 days is 2 years exactly. So I have missed logging in, apparently, for 8 days, which I think is a glitch. I think that was when Duel Links was acting very glitchy in December of that year, and so I've missed that amount. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So happy 2-year anniversary to Duel Links, pretty much. Happy 2nd birthday. We have some updates to talk about, and I'm very excited for a month that is a Casey Cup month. November is looking pretty good. So, starting off with, in early November, a new upcoming event. Advance through the dungeon by dueling to obtain rewards such as cards, tickets, and gems, and you'll see Shooting Doji on the side there. That's for a thing in a bit. So, a new event, dungeon themed, so that's kind of close to Halloween. Obviously, the bit after, but Konami, your scheduling sucks. But being able to get more gems and card tickets as rewards for an event sounds really interesting, especially considering they could give us a ton of new cards, or give us reprints of cards that came originally in events we only got one of, or in campaigns, and they could do so much with a dungeon theme. Like, it could be an infinite dungeon crawler type thing, it could be very stage based like the DD Tower, it could be a side event kind of to the Monster World RPG event. So there's a lot they could do, and I'm really excited in early November, probably around November the 8th, because that's when Trudge actually disappears. Hopefully that's going to be when we'll see this event come to Duel Links, and I'm really excited to cover it and play it, and it might end up being, from the sound of it, just like, it could be a really cool event. So that's really cool. Then in mid-November, Inglorious Bastion is here. Duel and win to obtain the new ultra rare card, Shooting Doji. So this is like one of the first times Konami has gone out of their way to say, hey, here's some new cards that you're going to be getting guaranteed. And the reason this is cool and weird is because Bastion doesn't really fit with Shooting Doji. It might have been his manga card, I'm not too sure. If it is, I apologise, I'm not too familiar on the manga, but it's not fitting in with his deck in Duel Links. So in Duel Links he has Geminis, he has the hydrogen monsters, and Shooting Doji is a zombie that reads, once per turn you can activate one of these effects. Either banish 2 zombie type monsters from your graveyard to draw 1 card, so it's a nice bit of graveyard management, and you get to draw 1, really cool. Or target one of your banished zombie type monsters, place that card on the top of the deck. That one I think is the better, you know, effect for today in Duel Links. considering we have vampires like Retainer and Familiar, which, you know, will banish themselves after being used up, you can then put them back on top of the deck, use them to summon themselves out, get a search, and then build up your vampire board if your opponent does manage to actually combat it and get around it. So Shundoji could be this very powerful card in vampires. I believe it was used in vampires back in the GX era of the TCG. It's been a while since I've seen this card, and I definitely remember it from actually playing the game back then. So a really interesting card, and one I'm looking forward to actually seeing what else we get. If we get more zombie support like Konami, if we get Soul Absorbing Bone Tower and other things like that, that'd make me really happy, because I have a very good memories of playing with that deck and playing against that deck, so I'd like to see that in Duel Links. But regardless, some cool cards coming. Then in mid-November we're getting a KC Cup Stage 1 and 2, obviously. We knew about this for ages. More gems, more tickets, more cards. Cool. That it's just the KC Cup. Like, sure. I'm excited, I'll play it. Whether I'll do second stage or not depends how I'm feeling with the meta. But should be interesting. Then in late November, again, a Duelathon. We usually get these all the time with a KC Cup just to coincide with it. So that's going to be good for getting cards and gems. And usually the cards that come with that are quite interesting and actually make for some good discussion videos. So hopefully we'll do one of those with that as well. Then in late November, a special character will make an appearance in Duel World. There can only be one future king and you're looking at him. We think this is Jack. It sounds like giving Jack a roaming duelist event first would be the best case of action to go with, considering he didn't make the 5Ds launch, and they do need a 5Ds event early on. Obviously we're getting Trudge next week, but a big main character like Jack would bring a lot of interest back into Duel Links, into the 5Ds world, and especially if they give him some cool rewards. Like, considering not getting Jack as an unlock until January, they need to give us something to play with Jack, to get us hyped for him for his new support. So maybe they gave us something like Exploder Dragon Wing. That was a synchro he had. He has had tons of other synchros. Maybe they'll give us his small, medium, and big piece golems and the fusion monster. Multiple piece golem, maybe they'll do that. Give us some resonators, that'd be kind of cool if they can spare us that and they don't think that they're too generic for us to have outside of a box. So Jack can bring a lot of cool things, and hopefully it's Jack. If it's not Jack and it's someone completely different, then GG's Konami for completely baiting us, and I would love that. As much as I'd love to see Jack in Duel Links, I'd love to see someone else, and if they can make that event really cool, then by all means do it. Then in early December, Tabletop RPG Monster World. So first of all, we're getting a character unlock event right away in December. Now, remember last year, we got 3 character unlock events in 1 month in December. We got Marek, we got Arcana, and we got Bones, I think it was. I think all 3 of those were in 1 month, and then we had like a roaming duelist event. So if Konami kept up the pace, then maybe we could see a recurring unlock events. I think actually that this character in the leaks was the only unlock for December, but they could still give us repeating events and give us more other events. So hopefully December is going to be really good. And Magic Cowboy sounds right on my alley. That is a reference to Tristan Taylor from the Monster World arc in the manga. He actually says a magic gunman, but obviously we have to censor things for the TCG. So Gunman became Cowboy, like in the Xyz card. Gaga Gunman became Gaga Cowboy, as far as I know. So really cool. We're getting Tristan. That's confirmed again by the leaks, and Tristan will be a max level 45 duelist. So a lot of XP and gems and cards to farm from him. Should be interesting to see what he brings. And the Monster World RPG event was, to me, a very good event. I was in jury service when that dropped, so having that to have something to do during jury service was great, and hopefully they can just speed up a bit, make it so we don't have to wait so long for our stamina to refill. That'd be really cool. But again, new events, new campaigns, new cards, and updates to various features are going to come as well, which they always do. So expect a box around the KC Cup time probably, like maybe the 10th of November, if not maybe after the KC Cup they could do this month, I don't know. I really don't know what they'll do for the box this month, but hopefully it's good, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on these updates, what you're excited for, what you're not excited for, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. Happy 2nd birthday, Duel Links. See you then.